Hey there, Aquarius. I hope you guys are doing well. I want to go ahead and get into your reading for the for the month of July 2019. Let's go ahead and do your reading for the month of July 2019. Show me Aquarian energy, please. Show me Aquarian energy. Show me Aquarian energy, please. So, great. 5 of Wands in reverse. It's giving up conflict. It's being heard. It's understanding each other, communicating effectively. People needing to... Oh, by the way, I do want to mention here, I do clear my throat sometimes, and I know that's really annoying for people, but I'm a human being, and I do, and I'm talking so much in these readings that I have to clear my throat. And yes, I have water, a lot of water, a big ass motherfucking glass of water, bigger than my cat's head. But I do clear my throat. So if it pisses anybody off, find another reader. Yeah, this is basically energy where we are giving up on conflict, frustrating issues, being able to communicate now. It may be a situation where somebody is starting to come around in regard to wanting to communicate a situation with somebody. You may have, I don't want to say bad blood, but problems within a situation between the two of you. And now it's time to communicate that. Now it's time to talk about the connection, why things may have gone awry, why things were how they were. Queen of Swords, there you are, Aquarius. So, Queen of Swords is somebody who, in regard to communication, she's somebody who is going to make sure that she gets the most out of that communication, and it needs to be forthright, honest, just straight to the point, no BS, and let's get to the facts because I don't have time for bullshit. And I think that that's the most effective way to communicate with somebody, especially if there's been stagnancy between the two of you, if there's been a silence or a break of communication, or if somebody has been just really conflictual, you know. It may be time to now speak our hearts, speak our minds about what's going on. Some of you, this may be a situation where you're at a distance from somebody as well. And what fell on the floor? Let's see here. Yeah, more communication. So clear communication, honesty, getting things sorted out essentially where we can actually come to some agreement and we're not... It's creating stories in our minds. It's also another energy here where I'm feeling it's like we need to be as honest with each other as possible so we can clear the air, you know, where people may think one thing and it's time to now effectively tell the truth or effectively tell what's been going on so that people aren't speculating here. You have a lot of communication energy here, a lot of honesty, openness, forthright thinking, communicating, and somebody may be communicating an energy here where they are emotionally frustrated, sad about what's gone on in the past. Somebody may feel that they were incredibly connected to you, I'm picking up, and that may have gone awry, and now somebody's feeling very regretful and remorseful. But is this something to salvage? Is this something to save? Now you have the Wheel of Fortune here. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about luck. It talks about positivity. It talks about cycles being perpetuated. It talks about the necessity to release old ways of being and thinking and operating into incorporating something new that we can actually use positively towards what we want in our lives and in regard to the people that we care about. It also talks about having a fair amount of patience with a person or a situation so that we can actually allow things to mature and come into fruition. Perhaps at a certain point in this person's life, they were not ready to experience what it was that there was to experience. And that's important to recognize when we don't get our way in regard to how relationships go sometimes, yet there's still a fair amount of love between two people. What I mean is that, you know, it couldn't happen at a specific time because that person wasn't ready or you weren't ready. And so things have to essentially be put on hold, or there may have been very immature communication or actions in regard to a situation that had happened in the past. And now somebody's feeling that they may want to correct that, communicate about it, figure out how to change things and put things in a different perspective, or to try and, see if we can maybe change things into a different direction. And I think that that's hard for somebody to get out. I also think it's hard for somebody to accept. We have an energy here too with this Queen of Swords where it feels like a lot has happened here, because she's doling out the sword of truth, but also this is a sword to cut things out. We have somebody here who's pretty remorseful, pretty frustrated. And I think that they're hoping that things change. I think that this is an energy here where it's like two people may feel that there's a deep connection between them, but something went awry. Six of Pentacles. So this situation may need to have some balance be brought to it. This may also be in communication to what was happening in the past in regard to the truth. This may be where somebody was giving to another person, or somebody may have not been giving to you and giving to themselves, which isn't bad. Which isn't bad. Sometimes that's actually necessary so somebody can grow into their better potential to meet you halfway in the future. Not a lot of people want to hear about, well, they fucked me over, so fuck them forever. It's like, that's kind of harsh. And if you don't have the capacity to open yourself up to somebody who is genuinely sorry or regretful and wanting to change the cycle, change the pace of things, look into a different direction, then you release them and you move on to something else that doesn't have anything to do with them. Now, if you are of a mindset and heart space where you can do that and it is of importance to you, then maybe that's what you need to do, because it feels like somebody here is very, very painful right now and they want to change things for the better. They want to put some positivity and luck on it. And it feels like they may want to balance some things out. But at this point, it feels like somebody else is in the position of, I don't want to say dictator, because that's not what it is. It's decision maker. Thank you. Okay. And maybe that's the decision that they choose. So we have the Nine of Pentacles here. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Temperance card. So it's interesting here, you guys, just because, can you see that? Maybe so. With this Nine of Pentacles being the finality card, this may just be a situation, Aquarius, where you communicate with somebody, and we have two cards of balance here, where you communicate with somebody and you express your connection, you recognize it, you share that, and you validate it, Sometimes when we are in experiences where people get their feelings hurt or things go awry, we can tend to feel invalidated. And it's important to feel validation, especially when our hearts are affected. It feels like somebody here is wanting to bring back some sort of level of balance within a relationship, and they may also know that it's not going to go in a relationship direction, but what they can salvage, they want to try and salvage. And I think that that's healthy. I think that that's good on them, because that shows an adult behavior, you know, that's not somebody that's like, well, fuck you, you hurt me, so never again, you know, and I can't trust you and I can never trust anybody again. That's not the direction we want to go in. This is more like, okay, shit happens. I got hurt. You got hurt. You feel remorseful. I feel remorseful. Something's going on here where we need to address those things. But hey, the reality of it is, I think I might be better off without you. You know, that can happen. Those things happen. If this isn't your reading and that's not what's going on in your life, then this isn't your reading. There are thousands of other readers on YouTube, and I definitely suggest that you check them out because they're really good. Some of them are really good. I'm not the type of reader that's going to blow smoke up your ass and give you butterflies and raisins or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But, you know, I think you get the drift of what I'm saying. I'm not going to sweeten it up for you when it's not sweet. So, yeah, let's go ahead and, well, let me see if I feel anything else here. Yeah, I feel like somebody is like more so, I don't want to say sheepish, but they're aware that the odds are against them. They're aware that it may not go in their favor, and they're aware that you may pull your energy more towards yourself. And that's okay. That's okay. But the effort was at least made, or is going to be made, in regard to trying to bring some sort of ease and, you know, validation, recognition to the situation. And it feels like somebody is ready to do that. Somebody's graduated. Somebody has owned up to some of their shit and they're ready to communicate that. But I feel that there's... if you are the Queen of Swords here, where you're the one listening, where you're the one having to take in this situation and assess it and make decisions based upon the actions of the other person, I think it's important for you to value their courage, value their process in how they have come about getting here, because it doesn't seem like they were... it doesn't seem like it's been easy for them to get to this point. It seems like they may have had more of an ego issue in the past, more of a childish way of dealing with things. And I think that that also left a bad taste in your mouth in regard to this person, even though now it's like their energy is like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. So, you know, if you are this Queen of Swords going in on whomever this is, it could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be, but it could be a Sag too. But what I'm feeling overall is listen with an open mind. You know, I know that she is not as emotional as a lot of queens are. She's not as... she's more of an energy where it's like, facts are facts. This is what's up. And she will talk about how she feels, but it's like, this is what I feel. This is not healthy for me. And based upon that, I am willing to cut you out because I recognize that you're not going to be giving to me what I need. It's factual, matter-of-fact based energy versus, oh God, you changed your mind, or oh, you are remorseful, and I think that you have changed. Maybe they have, maybe they've changed for the better, but it feels like this person here is more so in regard to taking care of themselves. And when I say that, I mean on their own. The Nine of Pentacles is a card where we do things on our own, where we separate from people, where we cut people out of our lives so we can have our own time where we can be with ourselves and we can be satisfied with it. If you've ascended to this Queen of Swords energy, that's a really powerful place to be, especially when we have situations where we are emotionally distraught, hurt, pulled apart by love and, you know, love relationships that have gone awry, communications that have fallen apart, miscommunications, mishaps, people being assholes and young-minded and hearted and doing things that are immature. And what it does is essentially it causes us to fall within our own maturity. It tells us, it gives us the nudge to step into our own maturity. And when you ascend to queen level, it's not the king level, but it is not that one is better than the other. They're different. But the Queen of Swords energy, this is somebody who has mastered a lot more of their emotions than they may have in the past. It's somebody who can assess a situation without letting themselves fall apart, you know. So let's go ahead and clarify this reading for you guys, and we will do that. right. And what deck? What deck? What deck? What deck? What deck? All right, what deck? Because I have a lot of decks and I don't know. I don't know. So, what deck? Jesus. I really thought I was going to go with those decks over there, but something's saying no. And so I'm going to go with this one. This is the Muka deck. I love Muka. All right. So, yeah. Okay, so in regard to this Five of Wands in reverse, you have the Five of Cups here popping out again. So the Five of Cups is here twice now. Okay. This is essentially an energy where we are regretful, remorseful. This person feels bad about the way they may have communicated. They feel bad about having been on their high horse, and that was the kind of energy that you may have experienced with them from the past. Somebody who was unwilling to sit down and really take in how you may have felt during a situation. You know, this could literally be a situation where somebody is just, you know, sad about a fight that you guys had, and, you know, you can let it be water under the bridge and it's not going to affect you. If anything, this energy contributes to this energy where we are in our higher self, where we're elevated because we have gone through the experience for the better. Show me the Eight of Wands for Aquarius, please. Okay, so that's popping out on its side. I'm going to read it both ways. We have the Five of Pentacles here now. Five of Wands, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. I'm seeing a theme. And with that, we have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is somebody who's very regretful. This is somebody who may have left you, or you may have left them. They want to talk about that. They want to express that. In reverse, this card is talking about coming out of the cold. It's talking about making another entrance into an experience here, you know, trying to solidify something between the two of you. And I'm more concerned about this now, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. Somebody's feeling very hurt. Somebody's feeling very frustrated about their actions or what may have taken place in this situation. Underneath that card, you have the Eight of Swords. So this is somebody who's essentially in their minds constantly. They're so worried and filled with anxiety about confronting you or communicating with you that sometimes they may just keep themselves out in the cold because they're scared and they're just going to sit with their emotions and stew. I feel that somebody here now is coming forth. Somebody's becoming present in this situation. Show me the Queen of Swords, please, for Aquarius. Show me the Queen of Swords for Aquarius. So you have the King of Wands here, Aquarius. Oh, and you have another card that fell out too. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is interesting. This may be somebody who's matured to the point now where they are willing to admit their faults, willing to admit their actions, and they want to offer you something. And they want to offer you something quite stable. It's interesting, you have underneath that you have the King of Pentacles. So 2 kings and 1 queen. Is this a person? Is this you having decision between who you want to give your energy to, who has the better offer? Or is this something where this person, it has ascended to a different energy within themselves altogether, and they come bearing gifts, and they are met with somebody who really isn't interested in having it. So that's a potential too. Show me the Ace of Swords. What is this communication? What is this clarity? What's being cut out? What is the energy of the Seven of Swords? What is the energy of this Ace of Swords? And before I read that though, the King of Wands here, I glossed over that, but this is somebody who they find their bravery. They want to go forward because they know the direction that they need to go in now, and it's incredibly important to them. They find their desire, their passion in it, and they go for it. If that is meeting with this Queen of Swords, if that's meeting with you to offer you a new beginning, something stable, that may be it. You know, but again, we have somebody who's very shrewd here to contend with, somebody who just wants the facts and the facts alone, and somebody who's also for the most part, remove their emotions from a situation so they can act within a very effective way in regard to the situation. So for the Ace of Swords upright, you have the Ten of Pentacles here. Some of you, this situation, you may have been dealing with somebody who had a family. This may also be a situation within a family or with a family member. That may be something where we are also cutting our way away from this family to be with this person here. Either way, it's talking about abundance. It's talking about family situations. It's talking about legacy. This person may want to communicate that they want that with you, and they're willing to do that with you now, to build upon that. And I feel that they're still met with this, though. It's like, is their offer going to be good enough? And I think that they're really worried about that. It's like you or the other person is evaluating this to no end, because you've already experienced something here with them that left a very, very painful thing in your heart and a bad taste in your mouth. Show me the Five of Cups. Why is this Five of Cups showing up here twice? Why is the Five of Cups here, please, for Aquarius? Show me Aquarius, the Five of Cups. Okay, so with the Five of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I feel like I uttered that when I was talking about the Ace of Swords. This is somebody who's essentially, they are sad by their actions. They're saddened by their actions. They are regretful for what they've done. And it may have gone, also the Ten of Pentacles too, I do want to mention, this is a card also of when we have relationships that exceed 5 to 10 years. This is commitment type relationships that are longer standing. The situation may have caused a rift here. This may be a fight where somebody is kind of cast aside, shut out, This may have also been a situation where there may have been more than one person. Each situation is going to be different. These are readings for thousands of people. If this doesn't match your situation and you're not getting anything out of this reading is not for you. If it's resonating for you, then so be it. I don't control the readings, and I don't, pretend that they're sweet if they're not. So the Seven of Swords talks about an energy where we are dealing with somebody who is a liar, a cheater, they're a thief, they manipulate things for their own benefit, they disregard you to no end, and it feels like somebody now is sad by that. They're frustrated, they're emotionally distraught, and they have to look at that. They have to recognize what it is. And it feels like, to a certain degree, with this King of Wands, they have come to the decision that they want something incredibly stable with you, or they want to restabilize the situation with you. Yet we're here, they want to talk about that, but we're here with this Ace of Swords here. And I'm kind of like thinking, does somebody want to cut this out? Show me the Wheel of Fortune for Aquarius. Show me the Wheel of Fortune for Aquarius. So for the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Two of Wands here. This is new beginnings. It's new directions. It's having hope that things can change, having faith that things can change, believing that the communication and the feelings that you had for each other are able to get on a fair footing, trusting that things are going to go in the right direction positively when you're actually able to achieve balance with one another. But again, I'm like, why are we having this as the final card? Why is this Nine of Pentacles here? I'm very eager to see that. Show me the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles for Aquarius, please. Okay. So you have Judgment here for the Six of Pentacles. Now, in regard to this literally may be a situation where you've dealt with somebody who has been with somebody else and it tore apart a marriage or a relationship that has been a little bit more long-standing than most. It's recognizing the heartache that somebody's experiencing here and hoping that a reconciliation or a shift in the energy can happen. Temperance can also sometimes denote, it's a card of sometimes reconciliation, reconciling things, but it really depends on this person, it feels. This is the one that holds the answer here. It feels like somebody else is kind of just in the balance and somebody else holds the answer. Show me, please, show me the Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius. Show me the Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius, please. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here for Aquarius? So you have two cards popping out. You have the Knight of Wands and you have the Page of Cups here. So this is somebody giving an apology essentially for their behavior, for their flighty behavior. I do want to mention that the Four of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. This is somebody essentially giving an apology or communicating their emotional, heartfelt outpouring in regard to their previous behavior. And that previous behavior has essentially caused somebody to choose to be alone. And the reason I say choose to be alone and not entertain this, here underneath the Four of Cups, you also have the Tower. So this is essentially not accepting an offer, not allowing things to continue the way they were, you know, or at all. The Tower also talks about letting things fall, letting things drop, Scorpio energy. It talks about releasing things so that you can have new beginnings and transformations, but it feels like somebody wants to do that on their own. Okay, so I feel like I need to clarify something else though. And what do I need to clarify? Okay. Show me more for the Queen of Swords. Show me more for the Queen of Swords, please. Show me more for the Queen of Swords. Judgment. Judgment. Yeah, it's her decision. It's her decision to keep this or not. Judgment's here twice, you guys. Keep it or not, let it go or not. I feel that she's willing to let it go because it doesn't align anymore. What happens after we go after this energy on our own? If we are to go on our own, what is the outcome of this Nine of Pentacles? The Emperor. So taking care of yourself, stabilizing your life, going forward and doing things your own way. That's a very powerful combination, by the way. Very, very powerful combination here, the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles. This is an energy where we work diligently towards what we want in our life. We maintain the things that we need to for the sake of stability, but we also expand on them. We build upon them. We create more in our life. It could also talk about moving forward towards a fire sign, Aries. And that may be where this ends up, but either way, it is something very positive. The Emperor rules empires. They're very powerful in their standing. They are the ruler of their own lives. They create on their own. This Nine of Pentacles is essentially gearing up towards this energy. This is bravery. This is working on yourself to create the best version of yourself possible. It's feeling satisfied and contented. It's feeling like you essentially run your life in the way that you choose to, you know, and that's healthy. And sometimes that takes a fair amount of courage. It takes a fair amount of bullheadedness and stubbornness. And sometimes it's somebody who is willing to buck the system and the norms to get what they want. Not an asshole, not a manipulator, but you're willing to do things on your own terms to get this, to get to a better space in your life. And when I say your own terms, I don't mean like you're stealing and robbing banks and stuff like that. I mean, you're working hard, you're attaining what you want in your life, you're feeling satisfied, and therefore that opens doors for you to move further on towards something that's absolutely fulfilling. Okay, let's go ahead and pull an oracle and then we will be done. Show me energy present for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of July 2019. Okay. So let's see who comes out. You have Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow. All right, Weeping Willow. Where are you, Weeping Willow? Sorrow, grief, flexibility. The willow tree was considered a symbol of grief and mourning in the 16th and 17th century Europe. Chinese folklore associates them with ghosts due to their shape, and it is considered unlucky to have one in your yard. It is also a flexible tree, able to bend very far without snapping. This teaches us to bend with the universe and with what life throws at you rather than fighting. Yeah, I feel that that's kind of the energy here of this Queen of Swords. And I feel it's also the energy here of acceptance in regard to this person who's very painful about this. Interesting too, you have the King of Wands here. I do want to mention under this, and I do want to say this because this is also something that I'm feeling too. After you clear this energy out, this may be what you're going towards as well. This person, this fire sign, Aries. Aries is highlighted here twice for a new beginning. If this is a person, it feels like it's you and a new person as well. It feels like this is you changing your life to something that's far more stable and self-centered, which is actually good, in a healthy way, that you do this on your own and that you achieve a new beginning with somebody else that's better suited for you, that's passionate about you and you alone, that's willing to go forward. So, all right, Aquarius, I hope that that was helpful for you. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back in next month, or actually no, in 2 weeks for the mid-July reading. And if you found this helpful and you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below for donation. And I just want to let you guys know that I very much appreciate those who donate, and I appreciate everybody who watches the videos. And if you find any help from them, then I've done my job. Yeah, if you choose to donate, I greatly appreciate it, and I want you to know that. So thank you so much. All right, take care, you guys. Bye.